All right, it's recording, so you can go ahead.
So, thanks everybody for coming today. My name is Josh Vale. I'm the Student Employment Specialist here at the University of Toledo and Career Services. So, if you are ever looking for a position on campus, it's my department that would be helping you. So that's just a little bit about myself. And today I'll be co-presenting with Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry Draper. I'm a career ambassador here at Career Services. So if you need help with like editing your resume, your cover letters, things like that, just drop into our normal chat hours between 10 and 5. A career ambassador will be here to help you.
And today we're going to just take a few minutes just to sort of talk with everybody how to stand out at how to stand out in a career fair. There's a couple different things that you can do. And so to sort of start talking about it, I'm going to turn it over to Terry, who will talk to you about an elevator speech and making that first impression.
So I know that in the midst of a pandemic, you don't really have the opportunity to sit down like face to face all the time with an employer. So an elevator pitch is a good way to get to know, for an employer to get to know you, like first impressions, either on the phone or in like a video call. And it's really important that you prepare one because it kind of gives them um, just a little bit about you and what you can bring to the table in like 30 seconds. So an elevator pitch is usually 30 seconds, between 70 to 80 words, and you want to keep it short and sweet. You basically start with your name. Because you're students, you would include heavily your education, so um, where you go to school, your major, when you expect to graduate, and what you're working on, or something really important related to the field that you're in, as well as at the end, some kind of call to action. So I can give an example elevator pitch. Um, Hi, my name is Terry Draper. I go to the University of Toledo where I'm a junior majoring in education and English. I am currently the secretary for Sigma Tau Delta International English Honor Society and doing my field placement where I teach reading comprehension and writing. I believe my skills in this area would be a benefit to your team, and I would love to hear back from you or discuss this with you in an interview. So you want to get right to the point. You don't want to like talk around what you do. Just always, a good way to do this is to write it down and practice it. That's what I do, and it's important to just like at least start with your name. It's easy to forget to say your name, but um, yeah, always start with your name.
And so now, after you have the opportunity to walk up and make that first impression with a recruiter, what are some other things that you can do to stand out? And whether it be in a one-on-one setting or again you'll find in some of these different in the virtual world, you might even find that you don't necessarily get the opportunity to stand out or just have that one-on-one conversation. You will actually be part of a group depending on how they've set up their time. So I've got just a few slides to just kind of go through and talk about some ways besides that first introduction on how you're going to stand out so that a recruiter will remember you once the day's events are over. And can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. So preparation is the key. And it really does come down to preparation. You don't want to walk up to an employer and not know anything about them. So you want to know the positions that they're applying for, or that you're applying for that they have to offer. So go to the employer's website, look at the different jobs they have, see exactly what it is, have some questions about that position. Don't just walk up to them or sit there and be like, so what is it that you're hiring for? You also want to know about the company. Again, you might know about the University of Toledo, but to know about them on a general level that everybody does, that's better than saying, I'm sorry, who are you or what do you guys do? But what you really want to do is you want to research that company and you want to find out some fun or some interesting facts that you can use in a conversation. A great example of that was a few years ago. I was interviewing with a company. It was a hospital, and they actually, part of their surgical department, had created a video for a competition that they did trying to receive some grant money. So while I was meeting with one of the interview committees, I was able to say to them, hey, I saw your video. How did you guys win the grant? And just being able to have a more deeper knowledge or showing that I had done some research on the company is a great um, to show that you have looked into them. Again, you're just not going out to everybody just looking for a job. You're truly invested in finding an opportunity that's going to be right for you. Also, along with knowing the company, don't ever lie if you don't know something. I have a really good friend that used to work for a private company, a large private company, and one of his favorite questions was when he would interview somebody was he would have the paper out. You'd come into his area, his office or the conference room that they were doing the interview in, and he would actually have the paper out and he would say, so, do you follow the stock market? How is our company, how did our stock do today? They were a private company. They weren't traded. So if you didn't know and said, oh, I think you guys are doing really well, he caught you in a lie. And pretty much that ended your interview. So know your company. If you don't know something about them, just admit it. Don't try to to lie or talk your way through it, because you might end up shutting a door on yourself before it even really gets going. And again, know the industry. So if you're applying for something, again, I'll use the University of Toledo. If you're applying for a position with that university, know something, have some facts about higher ed so you can talk about that in relation to some of their competitors. Those are the kind of things that being prepared that's going to make a recruiter remember who you are and that you put the time in to know, to be truly vested in the opportunities that they have to offer. So now that you've done all the prep work, you're ready to meet with them. How do we do that? So in order to set the stage, we want to dress to impress. Even though, again, this is a virtual job fair, I always recommend you actually wear a full professional outfit. You'll hear people say, oh, I only got to dress professional from the waist up because you can't see me below. What if something happens and you have to stand up? The fan blows, wind blows, something blows paper off your desk and you have to pick it up. I stand up and I'm in shorts. All of a sudden, my whole professional image just went out of the way. The other thing is, if you are dressed professionally up in shorts down, you're probably still going to be a little bit more casual. We know that when you're fully dressed, you tend to have a professional demeanor that just comes with being in those clothes. So, again, I keep saying dress to impress, but just be sure to wear the whole outfit. You're only going to be on camera for a couple hours at the job fair. You also want to create an inviting space. You want it to be quiet. You want it to be well lit. You want the area to be clean. You don't want to go to one of these job fairs, go to a recruiter session or sit down and talk with them and have or posters in the back that aren't professional. So you want to have an environment that's professional, it's inviting, but if you can have a piece of artwork or a poster or something that could create conversation, could spark interest, or again make somebody remember you, as long as it's tasteful, it's always a good thing to do, because again what we're trying to do here is make a connection with the recruiters, but we're also trying to get them to remember me when it's done, because they could very well be talking to 100, 200, 300 students. So you want to be able to do something to connect with them. And then the other thing is shut down all the programs on your computer and on your cell phone as well. It's so easy to be sitting there in a Zoom call or a Teams meeting, paying attention, and all of a sudden your email starts popping up or a text goes off on your phone. And while you think that you are okay to, like, I can stare at the camera and type, a lot of times the recruiter is going to know that you're not paying full attention to them, and you want to give them your undivided attention. If they don't feel that they have it, again, they're going to remember you, but for the wrong reasons. So they're the person that really didn't care. They weren't really interested in the program or whatever it may be. So shut everything down. You're going to give them your undivided attention. So after everything has been said and done, you've had your meeting, you've said in the group interview, however their format is set up. The last thing that you want to do is you want to get a contact information, because after the job fair is done, you want to be sure to send out a thank you email. And in that email, the biggest thing I can tell you is elaborate on something from the discussion in your conversation. Today while we were talking, you mentioned that the turnover rate used to be high and now it's been lowered. Thinking about that, I'm wondering if it's because do something to connect so that they know that you're thinking about them. Ultimately, you want to make them remember who you were, stand out. So there's many different ways to do it. Obviously, being prepared is the biggest one, but when you walk away at the end of the day, make sure that you remember who you were. Um, I thank you for listening to me today, and I wish you all good luck at the job fair. And at this point, we're happy to answer any questions you may have about how to stand out from your fellow students.
I will add one thing from just the career fair aspect, and I've said this pretty much in every single one of the sessions this week, is if you're not already registered for the career fair, go into Handshake, register for the event, because that is the only way that you're going to be able to access employer schedules. So this is just your daily reminder that the career fair is next week, schedules are starting to fill up. You definitely want to go in and find those top employers that you're interested in and sign up for their sessions. So another really important thing is make sure that you sign up for at least one session, whether it's a group session or a one-on-one session. Go in there, meet with employers, practice on your networking. I mean, this is a great opportunity for all of you to continue your professional development as you're networking with employers. It's in a really relaxed setting. You can be at the comfort of your own home. You can sign up when you want to. You're able to do, like I said, either the group or one-on-one sessions. So make sure that you're going in, signing up for sessions, and registering so you can talk with the employers that are looking to hire students like you. Cool. If anybody has any questions, you can either drop it in the chat or you can go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hello, this is Harshal Vaidya.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. I have one question that is career services is helping to finding a job are they suggesting companies or something like that? I'm not talking about during the career fair, but I'm talking about after the career fair. This is my first question, and the second question is, are you office accepting the appointments in person for the resume submission or any alert for the companies regarding our majors and all?
Absolutely. First
Yes.
question that I have for you is, what is your current major?
Yeah, so my current major is I'm doing information systems and general administration, and I will be graduating in this December 2020. Yep.
Okay, great. So what I will say to answer your first question about career services helping with students look for jobs and be in the job search as you're getting ready to graduate. Yes, that is something that we help with, but because you're a part of the College of Business and Innovation, what I would recommend is reaching out to Craig Turner in Business Career Programs. I can put his information in the chat right now. Reach out to him and see if you can schedule an appointment. He is, like I said, one of the advisors, the career consultants over in Business Career Programs, and he's going to be your first stop. If for some reason after you meet with Craig you want some additional assistance, then you can schedule an appointment with our office.
Yeah, ma'am. So can you send the link and the details? Okay. And is this person they are accepting the appointment in person, or everything is just going on virtual?
I believe everything is virtual for
Okay.
their office as well as for our office. But again, if you email Craig, he'll be able to really work with you on setting up a time and
Okay.
working with you on that. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, and ma'am, give us your department details also, so that first I will approach him and then let's see. it works.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to write that in there right now.
Okay.
All right. The 2 emails are in there. 3 actually. I included the business career programs direct email as well. But like I said, I would reach out to Craig first. And
Okay.
then,
Yeah, ma'am. I copy that. I copy that.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions from the group?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
I'm an engineering grad student and I'm graduating next year in the summer. So I was wondering how to go forward with the companies because there are limited companies in the job fair which are offering a job for international student. And in spite of those limited opportunities, I find that there's even lesser opportunities for an industrial engineering major because I'm doing my industrial engineering and I find that the amount of companies which are offering jobs for an industrial major is a handful. So I was wondering how to go forward with that.
Absolutely. So as well as with the College of Business, the College of Engineering as well has their own specific Center for Career Development. So the Shaw Center for Career Development is the Engineering College's Career Services Office. So I can definitely put that information in the chat for you. What I would recommend as well is to just search Handshake outside of the fair. So Handshake is a great resource for all different kinds of employers and opportunities. You can filter out those employers that are specifically looking to either be able to sponsor a student or take OPT or CPT. So I would kind of search the larger scope of Handshake for industrial engineering specific employers and job opportunities. But like I said to our other student that was in Marshall, I would definitely connect with the Engineering Career Development Center because they'll be able to really help you navigate through some of the employer contacts that they have.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Again, Harshal here.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. My question is like, so for this week, I have, a lot of job and I was really busy. So I would really like to know and like to have the previous sessions recording, whichever conducted by the career center, the career fair. So I can see the event is getting record. So where I can find all the recordings of the only this week I'm asking about, since the event started from the Monday. So I want all that recordings or the links so that I can follow up.
Correct. Yes. So what you'll be able to do, if you can just drop your email in the chat for me, I will make sure that you're added to the list. But we will be posting these all on our YouTube, and there'll be links on our Facebook and Twitter for you to access at the end of the week.
Yes, ma'am. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. I've gone ahead and put the Engineering Career Development email in the chat. You can also connect with, I'm going to give you the information to Kaylin DeCant.
Okay.
And she will forward the Engineering Career Development Office, and she may be able to point you in the right direction of the specific career consultant that you can work with over in their department for our other student that was asking about that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Josh or Terry, do you have any other suggestions on how to search for jobs and things like that when it comes to some of our questions?
No, I guess my biggest thing when it comes to searching for jobs is, as a university student, we do have Handshake, which is a wonderful tool because companies from all over the world, but all over the country can now recruit out of like the University of Toledo or wherever it may be. But my other thing I always tell people is don't settle on just one job board or one site. Be sure to check out, like, Ohio Means Jobs has a wonderful job board for positions that are available. All through the state of Ohio. Most states have something like that that's run through like the state unemployment office, but then you also have, LinkedIn has a good job board. Indeed has they scrape, but they have a good one. So definitely use multiple. Well, I'm sorry, and I just told everybody to turn. You see what I was talking about? I said turn your emails off, and mine came back on, and you saw me pause there for a minute. So that's why I do say that. So great example of why you should turn other things off when you're having these phone chats. But use multiple things because what's posted one place might not be posted in another.
And yeah, just to reiterate what Josh said earlier about reading into the job or reading into the company before interviews. Just make sure that like you find some kind of information that explains the job for one, so you're not just applying and you don't actually fit the job criteria. And then when you do like go to an interview or to a job fair, have just that little bit of information, knowledge that really shows your.
Great point.
Those are great questions. Do you have any more?
Right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but if anybody